whatever the outcome may be. And I love it. I love it. I love my team. I love my paralegals that work for me. They are excellent, excellent. And that's part of my philosophy, which we will get into, is building a strong team that can support your mission, that can support what's going on. So we're going to use that military training with the city of Opelousas. I'm going to connect the dots for you in a little bit when I finalize what I'm ultimately doing. Of course, I am a practicing attorney. I have a contract with the Public Defender Board, so I am a public servant already because we are free service to the community, to those accused of criminal activity in St. Landry Parish. So I'm already a public servant there, and I'm also a public servant for Uncle Sam through my service in the military. So being mayor would not be a shock to me or a shock to my system, so to speak, because I'm already a public servant. I maintain a very strict security clearance. I have standards to maintain with the Louisiana Bar. So there's no issue for me being transparent in anything that I do because it's all a matter of public record already. Anyway, so that's me. I hope I answered that part sufficiently.
I think you did. I think you told
Okay.
us all about yourself and your family. So what's next? What is it that you stand for, and what is your message for the community, for the citizens of Opelousas?
Okay. I bring to Opelousas, and I said this when I ran in 2017. It's no secret that I ran in 2017, and we missed the mark by 89 votes. And what that showed me is that the people are ready. The field was crowded then, it's less crowded now. The people are ready for a new generation of leadership. And what that means is it's our time. Those 40, 35, 45, that age range, it's our time to represent for our community. I want to make families such as myself and others that are raising young children in the city comfortable and happy with their surroundings and their environment. So that's what the new generation of leadership is about. We're raising the next generation. We've seen Opelousas in its prime. Mm-hmm. We know what Opelousas was and what it can be. So we have the past and we know what the future holds. Big opportunities, yes, big challenges. That elephant is in the room. Big challenges, but big opportunities ahead. And also my message, people over politics.
I love it.
Now, when I say people over politics, that means I have no room for any personal vendettas, anything that was said or done that doesn't bother me. Whether you voted for me or not, I'll still be your mayor. If you have an issue, I'm still your mayor. It doesn't matter what you said or what you thought, because my job comes first. People over politics. There are different factions. We know that. There are different factions in the city. Some think one way, some think another way. That's fine. We have to bring everybody together to get this right. Because Opelousas, how do I put it? We're in survival mode at this point. We're in survival mode. And we all have to come together to uplift. Because we know there's some problems. It's no secret. I live in the city, okay? I live in the heart. There's some things that need to be done for your grandchildren, my children, everyone. Everyone needs to be serviced, feel comfortable, have a good environment. So that's why I say people over politics.
All right.
So you want to move on to...
Next, what will be done in your first 100 days in office? What do you have planned? For your first 100 days, everyone always come in and they say, well, I have a plan for the first 100 days in office. I want to accomplish this, this, and that. What would you like to do?
Well, the 100 days does not start on January 1st. The 100 days starts on November 9th, the day after election. Okay. We have to be ready to hit the ground on January 1st. That means planning November 9th until December 31st. At 11:59. That means building a team. That means prioritizing. We know the issues. As a private citizen, I'm not currently privy to certain things, But November 9th, as we build our transition team with various experts in water, city planning, whoever the new chief of police will be, we will work with that person, the new council. We all have to get on the same page. And we can't wait until January 1st to get on the same page. We have to start November 9th. So prioritizing all the issues. We know about the water, okay? We know. We're going to meet with who we have to meet with, DEQ, whomever, to let us know what's going on, what can be done, how do we move forward, what grants are available, what programs we're eligible for, who do we need to call. All that's in my head right now. Contacts have been made already because we don't have time to play with this. It's going down. We're in survival mode. I want to personally walk the neighborhoods or ride and see what the problems are from the citizens themselves. I don't want to hear secondhand, third-hand information. I want to hear directly from the citizens what the problems are, because what's going on in my neighborhood may not be going on in your neighborhood. Everyone has a different set of issues that they're dealing with, and we want to know. We want to create a big board, if you will. This is going on in this neighborhood. This is this. This is this, and we're going to prioritize everyone so that we can have a working list, not just a stack of work orders. We want a working list. We want to know who will be doing this today, and we're just going to have to work sun up to sundown until we can get everything under control. And that's what it takes, a good group working together. We also want to create and develop a mass text notification system. Yes, Facebook is good, but not everyone has Facebook. We want our citizens to be able to receive text messages on their cellular device that says, hey, such and such road is closed due to maintenance, or your water in Park Vista may be brown because we're working on the line. We don't want to wait 12 hours after the problem begins to let the people know what's going on. And that's part of the transparency that we're going to provide. Everyone will know what's going on. Citizens should not have to guess what's going on in their city. We want you to know. It's accountability, it's transparency, it's integrity. We don't need to hide anything. Everyone should be advised of what's going on. The next plan, we have to recruit workers. The city is short workers, whether maintenance, street team, water department. We need to recruit, and that comes with trust. We want to be trusted as an employer, as city government. And I know that's hard to do, but again, I bring the integrity that I feel people will want to work with us. Okay. That's just the type of person I am. I think I'm easy to get along with, easy to work with. So we're going to take it from there.
So you mentioned recruiting. Mm-hmm. So the pay is an issue.
It is.
With the recruiting for the citizens of Opelousas. So do you have a plan for that, or do you know what direction you're going to go as far as trying to get pay raises? Because from what we understand now, the city is in the red. So, and that's what's being told. I don't know if the city's in the red because I never looked at the budget or anything. But when they mention about pay raises, mm-hmm. and on the pay scale, it's like they can't do it. So I'm looking at, and I should have brought it, they had jobs posted, mm-hmm. and it was like starting pay was, some of them was $8 and something, $9, And if you go to Wendy's,
it's $10.
It's $10.
That's correct.
McDonald's, $12. So for a government job, that's not.
No, we have to get ourselves there.
Right.
I'm not promising unicorns and rainbows, right, like Zoe would say. We have to get there. Again, I'm not privy to the inner workings of the budget myself either. Once we get our hands on it, we're going to see what we can do, because I honestly, in my heart, feel bad for those guys cutting grass and whatnot, $8.25 an hour.
Right.
That's difficult. That's a difficult wage where they could go to McDonald's, like you said, or Wendy's, and make upwards of $10 or more. And I applaud them and I thank them right now. I thank you so much for keeping up with the maintenance of the city, because that's a hard job, a hot job most of the time, and it's low pay. But that shows you love the city. And we want to do our best to retain, keep you, uplift you, and of course, ultimately, work with budgets and other things to see where we can locate money to, like you said, recruit and maintain new staff.
Yes. As you know, the people are burdened with high electricity bills. How do you plan to address that?
Well, I can say day one because they won't work with me prior to day one.
Okay.
We need to sit down with CLECO and look at the contract. Again, practice an attorney here. We need to look at it and see if there are any negotiations or is there any wiggle room in the contract. What can be done? We can look at the Public Service Commission and see if they're operating properly. Like I said, I don't know because I'm not privy to that contract. I don't know what the city signed for or anything of that nature. But once we do know, we'll see what we can work with, because the light bills are high. Like I said, I live in the city. Mine is high, and some families have difficulties. Some are single parent homes, single income earners. So I sympathize, and we want to get to the bottom of that to see what we can do for our citizens, whether it be regulating the electricity bills or offering some type of assistance through programming.
Okay. What are strategic financial plans you will put in place to allocate funds collected from the casino taxes?
Oh, okay, Miss Rachel. So you're back to that budget. The casino does generate funds, and it's in the statute. It's in the Louisiana statute how it's supposed to go. So as of right now, there's nothing that we can do with it, but we would have to get with our legislative members and see what they think. Now, I have money people. We have people that can do numbers, look at budgets, because sometimes I know I can't wear every cape. And that's one of the capes that we would get with someone who has a degree in that, in finance, and let them work with the legislators and the casino and see if we're getting our fair share. Is there more that we can get? We have to look at that, because that's definitely some funds that are steady that we can depend on.
Okay, programs. Let's talk programs. What programs and resources will you create to increase mental health awareness and overall living conditions for your community in Opelousas?
Okay, mental health awareness. Working in the court system, we see that a lot. We see that some crimes are committed by persons that are suffering a mental health crises. If they are ultimately, found guilty, there are programs, a drug court and whatnot that they can go to. But I know you're asking, what can we do to stop that? And that comes from programming through grants, of course. And we have a grant writer in mind that can explore that. We welcome any type of nonprofit or profit organization that would help our people, because we are a small community. We know who is suffering. There may be some that we don't know, but as a whole, we do. We know. And if we can get them the help that they need, that's a positive outcome for everyone, either themselves, their families, anyone living around them. It'll be an inward, outward type deal. But there are things available, grants, and people want to come here. Again, we just have to build that trust with those companies, organizations, to work with us.
Okay. So we do know the increase in crime, and we having, more shootings and different things going on within the city. What do you think, what type of safety measure you think that you can contribute as mayor to kind of suppress?
Okay. So that's not my lane, not my vehicle, crime, not my lane, not my vehicle. That would be ultimately up to whomever is, elected as our chief of police. I will work with that gentleman hand in hand, very close, whatever he wants to do that he has researched and we've talked about it, and this is what's going to work for us, that's something we definitely have to explore, because that's something, crime is something that impacts the businesses as well, wanting to come and do business in Opelousas. So whatever that gentleman decides that will work for us, we're going to try that.
Okay.
Yes.
A women's shelter.
Yes.
Now I know that we were meeting with a lady. You were part of that team as well. Meeting with a lady that was trying to establish a women's shelter in St. Landry Parish. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know where they are, as of yet. But as mayor, would that be a focus for you? Trying to get a women's shelter established within the city of Opelousas?
Well, I'll tell you this, what I can tell, she has found a location.
Good.
We're not going to disclose as of yet where it will be.
Okay.
But she has found a location. And of course, we want to work hand in hand with whatever we can provide, whatever resources, whatever we can do, because it's needed.
Right.
When it was in operation, it was full. So we need it.
Right.
Whatever improves the quality of life
Right.
and well-being, we want to be a part of it. So definitely, and I'll continue to be a part of that committee and listen to the ideas. It's needed.
It's needed. And not just one. I think we can use several of women's shelters. The men's shelter has expanded tremendously.
Yes.
So basically, he have 2 shelters.
Yes.
So that's why I said not just one, because the need is so great.
It is.
For women and children, because it's not just women. A lot of them coming in with their kids as well.
Yes.
So that's good. I'm glad to know that you're still on that committee and that you're able to share with us that a location has been found and that they're moving forward with it.
They're moving forward because post-COVID, domestic violence is on the rise. So more and more women are going to be needing that for themselves, like you said, and their children, to serve as a landing space until they can find escape from their situation.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share with us? I know you have more. You have bullet points and all kind of things down there. You guys can't see, but she is a lawyer to her heart. So you don't have to worry about those contracts because, honey, she is on it when it comes to that. So what else would you like to share with us?
I want to share the 3 things that I will bring. And we touched on it a little bit, but I want to state it.
Go ahead.
In part. Again, transparency, accountability, and integrity. Those 3 are important for anyone running a major city. And I'm saying major now because I'm speaking it into existence. Once we get Opelousas to where it needs to be, to the glory it once was, we will become a major city because we sit at the crossroads, right? I-49 and 190, we sit right there.
That's right.
Why shouldn't we have the things that our neighbors down the road, Karen Crow and Lafayette, have? We should have those things. And I imagine that we will get those things if we operate properly.
Do you think the crime has a major part in businesses not coming to Opelousas?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the lawyer answer to that.
Okay.
Because, I also served as a public defender in Lafayette.
Okay.
Simultaneously with St. Landry Parish. Same issues. They still get businesses. However, we see in Lafayette, some areas are closing down because some areas in Lafayette are more crime prone. We know that. We can look at the map and see that. I see Opelousas as, and I'm trying to stay in my lane, stay in my vehicle. There are things that we can do. There are things that we can do to show companies we are trustworthy and that we will get a handle on our crime. We will show them our plans. We will show them what we can do, what we expect to do. And I think that will bring more people, more businesses to the city. So like I said, not my lane, not my vehicle, but I want to work with whatever gentleman has obtained the victory on November 8th, and we're going to work together because economic growth, and that's part of my plan as well, economic growth is needed in our city. That's the only way we can get money to get those pay raises. That's one of them. We have to generate, more tax revenue. And I'll shift because I'm shifting, but I'll come back. My big three, because I do have a big three priority wise. Number one, because I am a mom, kids programming. We know kids play sports. We have a lot that do not play sports. And we want to get our Parks and Recreation program up to par. Our kids shouldn't have to go to Karen Crow to play sports. We want to keep our kids here. We have tons of kids every Thursday, Friday, the little kids, not high school athletics, intramural sports, going to Karen Crow to play flag football, t-ball. All of that's going there. We need to keep our kids here. We have moms and dads that cannot drive to Karen Crow every Saturday for a game for whatever reason. But if we have our sports here, they can get a ride from uncle, grandmother, whomever. So we want to develop that to make a thriving program through donations. We have several celebrity athletes from our community that I've sat down with and spoke to that want to pick up the programming. They want to contribute their time and their talents and their money to have our kids with 5-star level programming. On the opposite side of that, we have kids that like video games, that like sewing, that like all kinds of different things that we will incorporate into our Parks and Recreation. I have a law school classmate. She is in an inner city, and she is doing very well with her PS5, Xbox weekend tournaments. She is getting these young men and women off of the streets on Fridays and Saturday nights by having gaming tournaments through that Parks and Recreation program. And I've called her, and she wants to help us. And I think that, again, goes with the new generation of leadership. We know what the kids want because our kids are playing video games until 2 and 3 in the morning. Why not have them all in one place? We know they're safe. We know they're in a good environment, and they're with people that care about them. And we're going to bring mentors, the OGs, the guys that play video games at night but work big jobs during the day. We want to show our kids you can do both. Because I know a UPS driver right now that plays video games at night, but he is a stand-up guy, drives his truck during the day, and provides for his family. You can have both.
You can.
So bringing people, guys like that, to the kids directly, that's a mentorship program for us, as well as keeping them safe. So that's a 2-for-1, that one. We know about the infrastructure. We know the roads are crumbling. We know that. We drive every day. We're going to have to get that together. That is a major issue that we have to sit down and look at, again, assess and prioritize what needs to be done, what money is coming in, because there is money coming in from what I'm told, and we need to keep that train rolling. We need to, whatever money's coming, let's put it out there. For progress to happen, it has to be done correctly, because if it's not done correctly, it's not progress. So we want to do things the right way. And again, economic development. That's my final of the 3. Businesses, of course. But again, that ties into the rest. To get ourselves in the position, we're going to have to sit down with the owners of the vacant buildings. That's an issue. That's an eyesore that we all see every day. We're going to have to sit down and play ball and either put these buildings back into commerce or get rid of them. That's the only 2 ways. Put them back into commerce or get rid of them. Once we do that, we're going to change the landscape of downtown Opelousas. And yes, we will have growing pains. I know. We will have growing pains, but changing the landscape opens us up to economic development, new businesses, outside activities, different markets, all kinds of things for our children, for our seniors, everyone to enjoy. And that brings the trust, the camaraderie, the community together. we'll be on the same page. We're going to do different events to get everyone involved. I have a vision for a kids pop-up market. Anything for kids, I'm pretty much down for it because this is for them. We've grown up. We've seen Opelousas. It's their time now. We want our kids to see what we saw. It'll be in a different light, better, I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the better. So those are my big three. What else you have for me, Miss Rachel?
Charlie, it's been a pleasure having you today. But before we close,
Yes.
remind the viewers of Charlie's message for her community, what she stands for, and what is it she hopes to accomplish once she's elected for mayor of Opelousas.
Again, November 8th is Election Day. People over politics. Transparency, accountability, and integrity. We want to bring new life, anything we can get to the city of Opelousas. We want our kids to be comfortable. We want our citizens to be comfortable. We want them to have a good quality of life and enjoy being a part of our community.
All right. Well, again, thank you for joining the Foundation of My Color. Good luck in this election on November 8th,
Yes.
and I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks again.
Thank you all for joining online. This has been one of the shortest interviews that I've had so far. Miss Charlie, she just go with the, she's a typical attorney. She's straight to the point and she's quick. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for joining online, all the viewers. I am your host, Rachel, highly favored Babineau. Remember, keep God first in all you do. This is the closing of the Foundation of My Color.